Welcome to the Whitetail Advantage Podcast with your host, Brett Bovin. Thank you for tuning in and enjoy the show.
What is up, guys? This is Brett Bovin, and welcome to the motherfucking electronic campfire. Now, before we officially kick things off, we have a couple things we want to say. First, we are not politically correct on this show. We speak our minds, we're unafraid, and we're unapologetic. We cover topics not just in hunting and the outdoors, but topics in society, and we speculate what's true and what's not true, and we discuss how we, the people, need to fix these problems. Now, we conduct a live show every Sunday and Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on our YouTube channel. Our Sunday show, you're going to get more of our roundtable segment where we bring a guest or sometimes just the team, and we cover a variety of different topics, kind of our more laid back, have fun with it type show. Tuesday show is our more serious type show where we cover state specific, bring a guest that lives and hunts in that state, and we ask them a variety of different questions, basically trying to get a good grasp what's it like to hunt in that state. We love to conduct these live shows because it gives everyone out there a chance to interact with us here on the show. And we always encourage everybody to comment questions or whatever you want to comment. We just encourage everybody to comment here during the show. We have a blast when everyone's interacting here with us as well. During the show, we also have a couple of segments. Johnny's segment, Hunt, Befriend, Kill, or you're going to have Squatch's segment, What are things not to say to a game warden? Like I said earlier, we are not politically correct. We speak our minds. We're unafraid and unapologetic about it. Now, we don't run ads during the show. However, we did create our own little 2-minute little commercial break. It's our chance to kind of kick back, get a good drink of water, good drink of beer, whatever, put a dip in at that point. But basically that commercial it's 2 minutes, giving the promo codes for discount codes off the people that we work with, the companies that we work with. So make sure to stay tuned in for that. As always, we want to take a second to say thank you to all of our men and women in the military. Thank you for your service and thank you for your sacrifice. We also want to say thank you to all the police officers, the firefighters, the nurses, the doctors, the corrections officers, everyone in public service, construction workers. We want to say thank you so much for your service. We are greatly appreciative of that. We also have a saying on the show, put your quarter in the slot machine. What I mean by that is to help share a show. I strongly believe hunting's a dying sport. It's a dying lifestyle. No matter what we do, it's just going to be phasing away. So we need everyone out there to help grow the show, help spread the word. We've been having a lot of people reach out to us saying that they've been putting their quarter in the slot machine, helping grow the show, and we are greatly appreciative of that. We can't say thank you enough to everyone out there. We're not just building a team here, we're building a family here at Whitetail Advantage, and everyone that's been a part of this family from the start up till now, it's been an amazing ride, and we want to continue this, so make sure to put that quarter in the slot machine. Last but not least, no excuses, just hunt. Now let's kick things over to the guys and let's really kick this live show off. How's it going, everyone? It's Tuesday, February 25th, and tonight we're covering the state of Wisconsin, and we have an amazing guest representing Wisconsin, Eric from the Okayest podcast. So also tonight we also don't have Johnny, so it's just a round of applause. We're just happy. And even brighter news, I brought Tippy Cow out for the one last time for the month. I'll explain later on next episode, but I'm going to enjoy this real quick. If you can hear that, it's just a sound of pure amazingness. Thank you, everyone at Tippy Cow that made that. Anyways, enough of me talking. How's it going, Squatch? Dave?
Hey.
What's up, brothers?
Eric, thank you for coming on the show, brother.
Oh, you betcha.
I appreciate it, man. So we don't have Johnny on tonight. However, we did have, because so Johnny's segment in the show is hunt, befriend, or kill. But since he's not here, someone in the comments here perfectly gave you some suggestions to play it. You have a polar bear, a lion, or a grizzly bear. You have to hunt, befriend, or kill.
Is that for me to answer?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I was like, oh, this sounds fun. I'll just see what these guys have to say. Befriend a polar bear because I like cold plunges. Just jump right in with them. Kill the lion because I mean that's pretty badass. And,
yeah, it is.
What's the other thing? Befriend, kill, and what was the other one?
Grizzly bear.
No, hunt.
Oh yeah, I'd hunt a grizzly bear. I think they'd be pretty cool. They're pretty tall when they stand on their 2 feet. That'd be a great mount.
That would be an awesome full body mount.
I was talking to a future guest coming on the show covering Canada, and my dream hunt was always a grizzly bear. Then I talked to him, and he said you can hunt polar bears in parts of Canada, and that's like my now new favorite bucket list dream hunt that I need to do before I die. And apparently, he was telling me, another guest was telling me that Fred Bear tried doing that as well, but he couldn't. I don't think he could get it done.
Interesting. I'm not surprised to hear that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, God. I don't know. Well, Eric, for anyone that doesn't know you, which I'm sure a lot of people already know you, but can you give a little background about yourself, brother?
I'm just a big idiot. I don't know that many people know us, but if you do, like, good to see you again, or maybe like cool to have you here. If you're new to the Okayest Hunter, we just decided to stand up to hunter bashing and try to make fun of ourselves and self-deprecate and really stand on humility as much as we possibly can. And seems like we struck a chord in doing so. So we've been around for going on 4 years, I think, 5 years, something like that. So yeah, been enjoying it. We got a podcast, a network of shows under the umbrella. I think there's 14 shows on our network. We're heavy on social. We do some editorial stuff. We're try to be everywhere we can. We got a Giphy account if you want to send some hunting gifts to your hunting pals. You can find us there. You can find us all over the place. We love this shit.
Oh yeah.
Man, 4 to 5 years. That's insane. But hey, thank you for what you've been doing. What made you want to start the Okayest Hunter?
I have a problem with buying domain names for starters. Bit of a hoarder. No, I think somewhere along the way, 2017, the year my daughter was born, I shot my first ever archery deer as a small doe fawn. And honestly, I was hunting from the ground, probably 15 yards from me. This doe fawn was uphill for me. And I didn't know it was a doe fawn. I just thought it was a doe. I didn't really care. I was just excited to kill something with my bow for the first time ever. And I was a grown man. I think I had my daughter, or whatever. I'm going to be 39 in like a couple days. It's 2025. So whatever the math is on 2017, that puts me at about 30 years old, I think. That doesn't sound right. Anyway, no, that sounds right. Anyway, right. So I shoot this thing. I take a picture of it, post it on social. My dad was there with me. He made me feel like I was 12 years old again. He was all proud and stuff. I was like, man, I feel like a kid. This is like super freaking exciting. Bow hunting's really hard. I've been at it for a lot of years. I finally got it done. And it was the easiest drag of my life, which is awesome. The meat tasted great. So my daughter just born. It felt like a really good thing. And people are like, I got dog. My dog's bigger than that thing. Why would you shoot that? You're a grown man. Blah, 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 all this stuff. I was like, wow, that was a weird response from people that I feel like should appreciate what just happened here.
Yeah.
And then just started to see that all over the place. Started to see, grown men bashing children because like the youth hunt took the deer away from them. It's like, whoa, they're not your deer. They're no one's deer. And unless you kill it, then you can finally claim it. But like, they don't belong to anybody. Certainly not you over a kid. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff. And yeah, Okayest Hunter was born out of that kind of what seemed like a need to fight some of the ego and be a relief valve and up to people. And I don't think it's any good for our industry to be bashing each other. It's like the neck trying to bite the head off. We got a battle outside of our industry that we need to worry about more than, bashing each other for doing what we love. So that's kind of how it started. Yeah, it's just continued to evolve and grow because I think we're solving a problem in the industry.
Yeah.
I agree totally.
We just need more people to kind of stick up for each other, and there's too many bullies out there and shit. And don't get me wrong, I was bullied as a kid. I don't say I believe in bullying, but I think bullying makes you a tougher human being and a tougher person throughout life, in my opinion. But People that pick on those fucking kids, man, fuck off. I've seen that.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of grown man feels the need to tell a kid to like not shoot a deer. Like, what are you doing?
I know.
You should say nothing but congratulations to that kid.
Yeah. Well, I think
Get the
that's
hell out
part
here.
of what happened here in Michigan with our youth hunt. When this year, starting this year, the youth can't shoot bucks no more.
Oh, go figure. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Now it's does only.
Yeah.
I wonder what. Yeah, well, I did not know that. I would like to look that up. That's fascinating. I wonder what the age range is on that youth.
Youth is up to, I think, 16. You can do, because my kids partook in it,
Okay.
and that was probably the most satisfying time of all the deer that I've killed in my life. Was when my kids killed their first deer, and their second deer.
Yeah.
It tops any accomplishment I've done.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm waiting for that day. I'm not trying to wish away the younger years of my kids, but that's going to be a very exciting time for me.
You're going to cry.
I guarantee it. I'm very sensitive.
Yep. I'm not, and I still cried.
When it comes to my kids, I'm as sensitive as they come. Can't watch a lot of movies where like the dad dies or something. I'm like losing my shit. Iron Man, Avengers. He dies on Endgame. I'm like, God damn it.
Oh yeah, he did die. That's right.
I noticed this though growing up. I think when I was younger, if you ever noticed all the Disney movies as a kid growing up, one of the parents dead.
Yeah, every time.
And it's usually the dad. And every Disney fucking movie.
Yep.
We're
replaceable.
Exactly. I don't know.
But not in the real world. You see what basically crime rates are when the dad's not involved. Education with the kids when the dad's not involved. It's proven. When the dad's not involved or not around, kids struggle.
Well, dads are probably more likely to get them involved in the outdoors too. So I think you lose a little bit of that heritage.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I agree.
Michael asks, you can't hunt bucks in Michigan. Youth can't hunt bucks in Michigan. No, they just passed that law this year, and it goes into effect this year now.
Yeah.
And where's the other one? Justin said, I heard it so dads wouldn't say kid got it on the youth day. I could see that too.
Yeah, there's a little bit of it's a bimodal problem. You got some guys that are pissed that the kid shot the deer, but then you have some others taking advantage on the other side of the spectrum where they're using it as an opportunity to go hunt with a rifle on a deer that maybe they should be getting with a bow themselves and claiming it as their own. That's a different problem, a problem nonetheless. So I think it probably solves the latter, but overall, it's just bad actors ruin it for the bunch, which sucks. So
well, yeah, because you're going to get less kids that want to get involved because they know they can only shoot a doe.
Yeah,
which a first deer is a first deer, but still
get your reps in, shoot a doe. That's all good. I'm not super mad about that. But geez, man.
But the holy grail of deer hunting,
you might not see it doe. You might only see a spike buck or something. As a kid, just shoot it.
Well, that was what happened to my kid. His first deer, my 17-year-old. We had 3 bucks in front of us about 100 yards. And that's all we saw. And he shot one was a velvet spike, big tall velvet.
Yeah, and the
spike.
youth weekend's the one time they can go do that. So you see what you see. It's not like
it's only for a weekend here.
Exactly. Yeah. Same here in Wisconsin.
So if you hunt public like we do, your chances, even though they're better because it's before anybody else gets in, it's still public.
Yeah.
You can't bait. So you still got to do all the legwork.
Is there like a freaking weird hair on my microphone? Because it keeps bugging my chin.
Can't see it from here.
Don't say it, Squatch. Don't say it. I know Squatch is going to say it.
I know you're going to say it, but I swear I feel like there's something bugging me anyways. It's annoying the shit out of me. Eric, are you more of a public land, private land, mix of both type of deal?
I'm almost all public land, and not because I'm so proud. I just don't have enough money to buy a private, or I would. And then I'd probably hunt both for different reasons. They each have their challenges. I just happen to have a lot of challenges on public land because that's what I get. So I've been a public land hunter my whole life, and I enjoy it. Actually, I really appreciate public land, and I'm not deterred by pressure I'm not getting mad about things. For me, every time I go, it's an adventure, and I appreciate the adventure and the opportunity. So I'm really grateful for the public lands that we have here in Wisconsin. We got a lot of it. There's a lot of land to hunt. Where I live is right in between 2 very densely populated cities. I'm like smack dab in the middle between Milwaukee and Madison. So there's no shortage of pressure. It's a lot, and there's no getting away from it. Doesn't matter where I go. But I think the pressure moves around a lot. So it's not like, it just is what it is. You just got to navigate.
How is the pressure there in Wisconsin?
It's thick, man. It's thick. There's no getting away from the hunters, period.
Yeah.
Wisconsin was a top tier state. I think it still is, in my opinion.
Still is for big
back in the
buck.
day, though, it was like the upper echelon of like states to go hunt.
Buffalo County is like the promised
Yeah.
land of the state for like taking big deer, and it's really well managed as a. But there's no public. I'm not going to go hunt Buffalo County. Like, good luck. You got to know someone or own land. It's not happening.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can get close to it. There's like, proximity. You can get close to that area, and there's still, world-class deer there, but it's a whole different style of hunting. It's super bluff country. It's hard terrain to hunt and like pick them apart on.
Mm-hmm. Michael here has a question for you. What do you hunt, Eric?
I'm a whitetail guy. Like, I don't hunt anything else. Turkey, barely. I don't really care about turkey, which will piss some people off, but it's a bird. I don't know. I just don't have I don't get the same sense that I do. I think it's fun and enjoyable for its own reasons, but it's nothing like whitetail to me.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels the same way. Yeah, I've never turkey. I never had anybody in my family that was into the turkey hunting. It was all whitetail, and don't get me wrong, I've always wanted to try doing it. And Dave's gonna hopefully help me.
We're going this year. Long
Get
as
my
you get
first
your
turkey
draw.
with a bow this year. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that because I at least want to say I shot a turkey with my bow before I die. Michael asks, where's it go? Do you rifle and bow hunt, Eric, just now?
Yeah, both. I got into hunting with a rifle when I was young with my dad up in the Shemwanagan-Nicolay National Forest. I had a 12-gauge pump-action shotgun. I don't know what the hell brand it is. It was taller than I was. And I think my dad still got it. His iron sights. And the first deer I ever killed, I wasn't until like 21, 22. And I didn't get that up north. I got it in the southwestern part of the state. Slug to the neck. Thing dropped down and died right in front of me. It just happened to happen all pretty quick, as deer hunting does. Was a small buck, and I was thrilled to kill it. It was my first deer ever. Then somewhere along the way, I asked my dad for my birthday one year to give me a gift card to go to this rock climbing place. I was really into rock climbing for half a minute, and instead of that, he got me a gift card to an archery shop. I was like, what the fuck, man? How am I going to do this? I want to go rock climbing. You asked me what I want. I told you got me something different. Well, he gave me his old bow, which is a Dart and Viper dual cam at the time.
Okay.
And then the gift card was to re-outfit it with a new sight and just upgrade some things on it to make it more modern for me. Meanwhile, he's buying a brand new bow. I was like, what the fuck? You're buying a new bow? I get this whole thing? This shit. Yours looks cool. Mine looks weird. He said, well, mine's killed plenty of deer. You can kill deer with it too. And I didn't really give two shits about bow hunting. I'd gone. Like, it didn't do much for me at the time. I was probably too busy chasing women at the bars and that kind of stuff. And somewhere along the way, I totally got the itch. And I think it probably has to do with podcasting to some degree. I started talking to a lot of people about how to kill deer and what they did and yada, yada, yada. And then I started trying some of these tactics and techniques and putting them into practice. And then it got real deep. Like I took the blue pill, whatever the pill is in the matrix where he goes into the matrix. I'm in it, guys. I'm in it as deep as you can possibly go. And there's no going back. So I bow hunt way more than I gun hunting. It's two different. It's the same topic. It's just two different books. Gun hunting is camaraderie. It's deer camp. It's my buddies. It's tradition. I don't take it nearly as serious at all, but I love it for its own reasons. And bow hunting is a solo, romantic, intimate, spiritual thing for me. And I am deeply obsessed with it. So yeah. Both.
Yeah.
With you hunting public land, what are you doing to locate like deer in general? Like, not necessarily looking for mature deer, but to at least give you an opportunity to find deer, at least like good quality deer.
Not much, because I don't have any damn time. I live in reality. The reality of my life, 3 kids, and you have kids, I think, and you're doing all this stuff. It's a lot to have a day job, a side hustle. I think I have 3 side hustles, which is a problem. there's not a lot of time for me. So I'm not scouting year round like some guys. So I don't anticipate or expect. I'd be delusional to think I'm going to kill a big deer. I'd love to. And I've gotten really close a lot. I can put myself in front of big deer. To kill them is a whole difference. Like getting down the field in football. Like I can get to the red zone, but punching to that end zone is like really freaking hard. The field shortens, the play of field shortens so much that it's just like every single micro move matters, and to a degree that's like ridiculous with these bigger animals. But I've found a lot of my success in getting those opportunities, and of course messing them up as the Okayest hunter by hunting a lot of river bottom territory, like terrain, these thick areas. The other guys that host the Okayest Hunter podcast with me, Greg Tubbs and Derek Melkor. Derek's got a lot of good YouTube content on our channel that you can go nerd out on. He actually knows what he's doing, and he's a successful like big buck killer. He's talked about hunting areas that aren't huntable, and that sounds cliche, but what he means is like hunting areas that are really hard to set up in such a way that most other hunters aren't going to set up in them because there's not an obvious tree to hang a set on. You got to like do some unconventional shit. And the sign you'll find in there, he talks a lot about rub clusters, areas where bucks will just rub the shit out of a bunch of trees. It's not a rub line. It's not a signpost rub clusters where they're just killing time in their core area before they work their way out into the staging area and into the feeding field and so forth. You can find those areas. You're going to find that there's not a lot of good ways to set up on these areas at all. And so I've hunted those areas, and Greg Tubbs will talk about you give and take. There's trade-offs. What I didn't give up on one season when I had a shot at 150-inch deer was I didn't give up a fucking iota of wind and scent control. The wind couldn't have been more in my favor, but I gave up everything on visual. And so I got skylined by this big buck faster than I would have liked. He just got onto me faster than I could have been ready for him. And he didn't smell me, but he saw me. There's give and take. And so I could have set up differently, but I would have given up a bit of wind. And so there's just these like trade-offs you have to make. But for me, I've been really hot into canoeing and into spots because it reduces pressure a little bit. A lot of people are hot on canoeing and kayaking, and I think it's really great. I really do enjoy the adventure side of that, the scenery, the ease of a drag if I get one. There's benefits to it. Water, Dan Infold has talked about, is a key separation factor to you and other hunters. It just mitigates hunting pressure by a really large degree. There's a lot of people doing it, but there's far less doing it than just going to the trailhead in the parking lot. So for me, it's find water. How do I find the unhuntable areas? How do I set up in a way that favors me? The deer I did shoot this year just happened to fucking read the script. He just happened to be small, but it was it was the last bow hunt I was going to do for the entire season. And I already whiffed on a bigger deer for me. So I was like out there with a vendetta. I was about to hang my bow up for the season, got back out there, hunted from the ground. This deer was literally within 5 yards of me. If I would have leaned forward, I could have pet him on the way past me, but I was at full draw and let an arrow do the job for me instead. And that was exciting, and it was right on a river bottom. So this guy behind me, 135-inch something odd deer, river bottom buck. I literally watched him cross the river in the freezing cold of the snowy November day on November 12th, and there's a buck grunting at a doe, causing a ruckus. This guy, heard him, stopped and watched across the river. Eventually, got visual confirmation of the doe. He crossed the river and started doing his thing. Got in the range, and I got him. And so, that has been my favorite thing lately. I don't know how to hunt deer in other ways yet, but certainly, currently, I'm finding my jam in the river side of things.
I don't know about you, but Dave, and I know everyone here on Whitetail Advantage, we had our mishaps last year, and it was just a tough season for us, but not just for us. But I've talked to a lot of hunters, and they had a tough year last year. And here in Michigan, we had EHD hit really hard. Like we had it hit back in 2010-ish, 2012 roughly, I think. It hit hard back then, but this year it came back with a vengeance. And it was just tough with a lot of people. And I guess my main question with this is, did you have a hard season over there in Wisconsin?
It was hard for me because I shot a deer that read a script and it didn't come to fruition. Everyone thought, we watched the footage. I thought he was dead. Everyone else thought he was dead. We all thought he was dead. He wasn't dead. We called him a drone. It all started to unravel and not go as we would have hoped. And that really fucked me up. I was not okay with injuring a deer. And that was the first time I had not recovered deer, which I was just like, I was really having a hard time with that. And to the tune of, it's really hard to put yourself in a place on public land. And there's like 14 other people hunting this property. It's a very small public piece. And I was able to get myself in the right position at the right time on the right day with the buck reading the square legs. Everything fell into place. And I even was able to pull off a shot, and I hit him where I thought it should count. And it didn't end the way it's supposed to end. And I'm like, what are the odds I'm going to do this again? And like, and then what? I'm going to fuck it up again. Like, and the deer's not going to die. Like, this is not what I'm doing. I'm not out here to do this. I'm not out here to injure animals. So I was about to hang my bow up and call it a tagged animal. And, you know, I had enough people that I talked to. They're like, get your ass back out there. What are you doing? So eventually I did, after I had a nice reset with the family, because hunting the rut can really mentally take it out of you, especially when something like that happens. So to answer your question, it was a rough season for me mentally. It certainly was. I was able to pull it through, and I tagged the smallest damn deer in the forest. And I needed that confidence boost to know that I could get it done with my equipment and my setup and how I hunt. So for me, it was a really small deer, but a very big deal and a very big shift in moment in my hunting career.
How long have you been hunting?
Well, I'm about to be 39. I've been hunting since I was about 16 years old, I think. But that was gun. So I didn't get into bow hunting until I was like 21, 22. So bow hunting, what was that? 10 plus years, 15 years.
15.
Yeah.
What's been your biggest lesson you've learned personally over your time?
I don't know. Have fun. Just have fun. Don't worry about other people. It just doesn't matter what they think.
That's a good point.
Like, just hunt for yourself. Like, just hunt for yourself. If you're hunting for any other reason, like, get the hell out of the deer woods. It's not what we're there for. I just love it, man. I love it so much. It comes around, and it's like something comes over me. Like, it's like, you know, werewolf howls at the moon, and at the full moon they turn to werewolf, or like I turn into this freaking alternate version of myself that I'm like a pit bull. I can't let it go. It's crazy. I just love it. So the biggest lesson, I don't know, is don't take it too seriously, or don't take yourself too seriously, I should say. You can take deer hunting very seriously, but like the woods will humble you. As soon as you got it figured out, they're going to teach you some new lesson. And the information starts to compound. So I've been able to compound that information over the last 15 or so years and get myself in a better positions. But every year it's like the game starts. It's like that movie with Tom Cruise, he keeps playing the same situation over time.
Yeah.
And every time he gets a little bit further, but he's got to start over again. So then he's got all these new lessons learned. You can navigate it quickly, but then you keep hitting these new points that you haven't been to before, and you have to keep learning these hard lessons. But then it's not like the movie where you start over tomorrow. Tomorrow never dies. I think that you got to start up fucking 9 months later when the new season starts. So you can't wait to get out there and try again.
Isn't that the fucking truth?
That is the truth.
I went into this season like full confidence. All right, I'm gonna do something good this year. No, it was.
We all do that. We all think that. Like,
yeah, exactly.
This is my year. We're gonna get it done. You know? Yeah, and then maybe you do, you know, but
you get humbled.
You get humbled.
You're sending each other these big buck picks, trail cam picks.
Got them on daylight sober. Yeah, no, it's not.
Oh, we're killing all these monster bucks, and then I don't know where the hell he went.
Not in your fucking freezer yet.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question, Eric, and then we'll hop into our little commercial break. If you can go back to your time, tell your first year hunting what would you tell him?
Oh man, you got to be more patient than you think, buddy. There's a lot to learn, and with time you'll get there.
Yeah, it's weird.
I think you learn more from your mistakes than you do your accomplishments.
Failure is our best teacher, for sure.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to take a quick 2-minute little break, and then we're going to lead into Squatch's segment, What Not to Say to a Game Warden.
Hey, go ahead and season your meat with something great. Try Flavors of the Forest raw garlic dust, made with only the finest ingredients for the finest wild game. Go ahead and use promo code Whitetail to save 15% on your next purchase. Go check them out.
Hey guys, how are you? It's the Squatch from the Whitetail Advantage. Hey, listen, have you guys tried rec broadheads yet? Well, if you haven't, you're really missing out. I've been shooting rec now for over a year, and I'll tell you what, They fly straight, they fly true, and they're deadly, deadly on a deer. You can get the HXPs, you can get the FX4s, or you can just get the regular HPs. Guys, take it from the Squatch. The guys here at Whitetail Advantage, you can't go wrong with the Rec Broadheads. If you tune in, you watch our show, you can use the discount code for Rec, WA15. And that'll give you 15% off your purchase. And you guys tell them that the Whitetail Advantage and the Squatch sent you. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. The show's going to be great. Squatch out.
Hey, you guys have a passion for the outdoors? You faith-based and love bow hunting? Go check out Bow Addicts. It's BOWADX. Genesis 27:3 says, take your bow and a quiver full of arrows. Go out into the open country to hunt some wild game for me. While we all love to go out and hunt wild game, we'd love to also wear it and represent what we believe. So go check out Bow Addicts and use promo code WHTADV10 to save 10% off your next purchase. That's WHTADV10 at checkout. Tell them the Whitetail Advantage crew sent you.
Before we get to Squatch, where is it here? Michael said, let me find it. He says, I have a diamond bow.
It's a good bow.
I was like, a diamond bow? And he said, yes. It was, he said, my bad, it's the brand. I thought he was talking about like legit diamonds for a second.
Lots of bling, baby. Lots of
I was like bling bling, you ball of shot collar, 20
Yeah.
blades.
It's got spinners. Spinners like Brett's golf cart.
Yeah.
Don't
Like
you fuck with me in my golf cart, you son of a bitch.
Like his golf clubs with the little freaking whirligigs on them.
Yeah, they got the spinner rims on them, so when you swing it, they wee.
I don't have my putter, otherwise I'd come over there and beat you with it.
You're going to need it, son.
Yeah.
I don't have to need it with you because you're a midget.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Laugh all you want, you fuck nugget. Squatch, it's your segment. Take over now, you bitch.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You can say it.
Bitch.
So, Eric, this segment is called What Not to Say to a Game Warden. And obviously, I'm playing the game warden. So, come up with something that you really shouldn't say to me if I was a game warden walking up on you in the woods. And, the more outrageous, the funnier it'll be. So, Mr. Eric, I noticed your tree stand back there's got about a 18 pack of beer cans at the bottom of that. You want to explain yourself?
Oh, it's weird. I was just about to call you about that and see what the regs were. But you're here now, so let's figure it out.
The scary thing with that whole answer is he was on it like right now. There was no thinking.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good.
That never happened before, I swear.
Yeah. All right, I'll give you another one. So, Eric, the other day we saw your pickup truck driving by some suburban houses, and there was a big buck on the lawn, and we noticed they were jacklighting deer off the front yard. When we looked in the back of your truck, we actually found the light. What do you got to say for yourself?
I mean, it's a family tradition. My grandpa used this light. My dad used this light. They handed it down to me. I've been using these lights to shoot deer to make it daylight. It's all good. I mean, it's normal,
to make
right?
it daylight.
Everyone has done that. I mean, my grandpa did it. It was legal then. It's the same now. No law is going to tell me otherwise.
Oh my God, dude!
Perfect.
Another answer right off the top.
That's good. That's good. See, that's the alcohol working.
It's just lubing it up
there.
Yeah.
Well, I think Michigan has a lot like Wisconsin as far as the hunters go. They're already prepared for that.
Yeah. I'll give you one more. So, Eric, we noticed that you brought Brett Bovin out in the woods with you. What do you have to say with yourself?
I thought the tag limit was just a suggestion. I mean, we've done really well together, so.
I mean, he's not considered a youth. You can't just use him as an excuse.
It's like speed limits. They're just suggestions, right?
Even though he looks 13 with that little bald face and that bald head because he can't grow a real man's beard.
It's a real beard. I just choose to keep it professional looking. Unlike you fucking homeless hobo. Jeez.
Uh,
Oh my gosh. Anyways,
so that's the end of my segment. Thanks for playing along.
thank God
Good
that's
time.
finally over.
My heart's gonna come down now. My heart rate. I'll check my watch here. It's
Yeah.
You mind if we hook you up to a lie detector? I do fucking mind, actually, because I want you to know the truth.
Eric, let me ask this. What's the terrain like there in Wisconsin from people that might not know?
I mean, it's diverse. There's a lot of farmland. There's a lot of marshy, swampy stuff you could hunt, tamarack swamps. You go to the western part of the state, I've talked about hill, bluff country. That's a harder area to hunt. I have no ability to hunt that successfully. I mean, I can shoot does and stuff and small bucks, but the big ones I have no idea how to figure out over there. Talk to Bo Martonic about that stuff. That's a whole different ball game. And then you go up north and you got vast hardwoods for as far as the eye can see. The Nicolet National Forest is large and vast, and you have a lot of predation: wolves, bear, coyotes, cougars. I mean, everything. The deer have very harsh winters, tons of snow, lots of predation, lots of hunting pressure. It's just very vacant up there. If you can get it done up there, you're a really impressive hunter. And it's one of the things I like about Derek on our podcast is where he cut his teeth, and he's been able to figure out how to kill mature deer in that vast territory. So like, you're looking at a map, it all just looks the damn same. I don't know how you pick a point on the map and try to isolate what the deer are doing. So he puts a lot of boots on the ground, and it's crazy. It's crazy. The different types of ways you can hunt deer in this state. There's all sorts of ways. So pick your poison.
When does the hunting season start?
Usually bow starts like the second week of September, which September, all three of my kids are born in September. I'm not sure why that's not like, it's like natural family planning. It's not just got to happen that way.
Did that.
It just happened.
Typically, I think it's because that's when I get done with hunting season.
Yeah.
At least that's what we figure on that. And then bow goes all the way through to like the end of January.
Yeah.
Gun is a 9-day gun season that is the weekend before Thanksgiving, and it rolls for 9 days through Thanksgiving. So very traditional. It may as well be a state holiday here. I mean, there's over 600,000 tags sold to gun deer hunters in the state. So once the Blaze Orange Army clears through and you get into the dents of winter after Christmas, it's a tough season to try to hunt these animals after they've been pressured and hunted hard and are dealing with the cold winter. Post rut where they're all distressed and out of energy. So it's a long season. If you're bow hunting, you got a lot of opportunity to go kill some. You got your early season. If you want to go fight off the mosquitoes and figure out how to pattern a deer, you can get it done. Rut is my favorite time. I love the unpredictability. I'm not good enough at patterning deer, so I'm hoping on a prayer that I'm going to see something doing something stupid, trying to chase a doe thing with the wrong brain, and that's worked out pretty well for me.
So Wisconsin, I really want to try and get out there soon to hunt. When would be the best time that you would suggest someone to come out there to hunt?
The most deer get killed in this state during bow season between like Halloween weekend and like middle November. Like Halloween to right before the gun opener is like key rut prime time. And you could pick your pockets in between there and try to plan your PTO just right. It's going to be anybody's guess, but usually within that duration of time. If I could take all that time off, that'd be the way to go. But you're most likely to see the most heated action in that duration of time.
Yeah.
We have a question from Michael. Squatch, I kind of answered it, but I want you to answer. Mechanical or fixed broadheads do you guys recommend I use?
I would say for probably your poundage, I would use a good fixed blade.
Yeah, that's what I said too. Give them an FX4 100 grain.
Yep. Something really sharp.
I told him the Magnus Stinger buzz cut, the 4-blade one.
It's not a bad blade either.
Yeah. Anything durable and super sharp.
What about you, Eric? What do you think?
I've been shooting fixed blade my whole hunting career, and last season after what happened, even the deer I killed and recovered, the blood trail was fucking terrible. The deer I shot never recovered. There was no blood trail, and those are fixed blade. I've shot Iron Will. I've shot Magnus Stinger. I think it's a Stinger. I've shot back when Method Archery, formerly, what were they called before Method? Why am I drawing a blank on that? Anyway, those guys, good friend of mine, Isaac, over there. Last year I shot grizzly stick.
Mm-hmm.
All good, all sharp, all cut on contact, like great heads. The blood trailing thing is interesting to me. For the first time ever, I'm considering mechanical and trying to figure out what could make sense. And I'm happy to try some out and see if that does has a different outcome. Obviously, your plan B, going with something heavier, fixed blade, cut on contact stuff, is going to be a lethal blow and hopefully pound through a shoulder if you fuck up your shot. But ideally, you're putting the arrow where it's supposed to go and you're practicing and doing so. Nothing's going to be better than the shot placement that you want to get.
Right.
And if you got enough discipline at full draw, you take the shot that you're supposed to take and you got a good shooting lane. The problem with public land is your shooting lane's not always guaranteed because you're not allowed to cut down branches and you're setting up in mobile spots that maybe have never been touched before. So I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it now based on last season. For the first time ever, I'm considering something different. But for what I've been doing, it's been fixed blade and that's killed all my deer. And also not killed some of my deer.
Yeah. No, the most years that you use have bleeders.
Yeah, most do. Although last year it didn't. I chose I forget what was it, the Samurai. I forget which one it was, but from Grizzly Stick it didn't have a bleeder.
Oh,
but it wouldn't have mattered. The way I shot, it was a high shot, and I don't think blood would have filled the cavity enough to drain out. And with that particular cut, it wasn't gonna come out of there anyways. So I had two things working against me there, unfortunately. No blood trail just made it hard. Obviously, a drone helped a whole bunch. We did get eyes on the deer. We just didn't realize it was the right deer until after we had gone. There's a whole story that'll come to fruition. We do a YouTube and Carbon TV show. I think it'll probably be like 6 to 8 episodes this season. It's like The Office, but deer hunting. But we do have videographers that come out and film all of us, and we put together a TV series. So that'll all come out this late, probably September or something.
Did I ask this question? I can't remember if I asked. How much are the tags for residents and non-residents?
I don't even know. They're very affordable. For residents, super affordable. Even for non-resident, it's super affordable. So like, I don't know, $20 or it's like, it's not much. It's really like very doable. If you're going to do an out-of-state hunt here, it's like, we're very welcoming of people coming in out of state to hunt. If you're a veteran, you get a nice steep discount for veteran stuff. So it's Wisconsin, a very approachable state to do an out-of-state hunt in.
I noticed Dave actually posted this, so I don't want to step on his toes or anything.
No,
but
go ahead.
Back when dinosaurs roamed the earth, and this was 1895, it looks like, Michigan requires firemen, hunters to purchase a license that costs 50 cents. Now in 2014, it costs $15 to $30, which includes a $10 base license fee. Just a huge spike.
Yeah, I think when I got my combo and a doe tag, it was like $74. I want to say.
I just can't believe the fact that some things are like that. It's just, and the fact Dave and I were talking to Bitterroot, and we know that Idaho no longer has an over-the-counter system anymore. They're now going to a draw system.
Yep.
In my opinion, a lot of these states, even in Idaho, you have to now. Bitterroot, if he's still watching,
he'll be on later.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. You have to buy a big game license in order to go shed hunting. In my personal opinion, it's their way to get funds that they're losing in other assets in hunting in general itself. That's my personal take on it.
It's just a money grab, man. It's another money grab.
Well, yeah. Well, look at that, because our numbers are down, and they seem to be going down every year.
Yeah,
and that's why our license fees are going up.
Yep. Well, there's less and less guys that are hunting, so
yeah, there is.
Sock it. Why not sock it to the guys that have been hunting their whole life and just make them suffer? Seems like the better thing to do.
Bitterroot said Idaho still has over-the-counter bear tags. He said, "I'm not sure that passed legislation for shed hunting. I will check." Also, he's back. Well, thank God you're back.
Yeah, Because I definitely like do some shed hunting when we go out next year.
Yeah, you go next year. I have to wait till a couple of years to go, you asshole.
That's all right. I'll send you pictures and videos.
And I'm gonna keep it PG and be professional. There's supposed to be a professional show here. Okay, jeez. Eric, Michael got a question for you. What is the biggest buck you have shot?
Well, as the Okayest hunter, you shouldn't be surprised to know that not very big. The biggest one's the one behind me, which you can barely see in frame here, just based on how I got the camera set up in the room right now. But we did a backman napkin kind of scoring on it. I think it was like 136.5 inches with about a 19.5 inch spread. That's the biggest buck.
That's a good buck.
It's a beautiful. It's a very mature. It's like a 4-year-old mature deer.
Yeah,
still a mature buck I ever got, and it was one of my favorite hunts. My dad was hunting on a property nearby. He came over, got in the river, and his tidy whities and crossed over. The thing across her, we had to cross this river in our underwear. And shit. It was just a whole hoot of a hunt. That is on our episodic on YouTube. You can go find that one. But the other one I got that you can't see is on the wall. It's like 110 inch, 120, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
Nice 2.5-year-old, probably whitetail, and then lots of basket racks and spikes and 6s and 8s and things like that. So, yeah, I've messed up on the biggest deer of my life several years, and it hurts because I should have a lot more bigger ones than that. But like I said, the one I shot last year is the smallest one I've ever probably gotten, and it was my bow. But I got it home, and I had to paddle it out in my canoe and shit. It was a rig. I was sicker than balls. I couldn't breathe. Like I had some sort of respiratory infection. So like I was like, this is not going well for me. Like I'm going to have a hard time with this. If it was any bigger, I probably would have had a collapsed lung or something. And then I got rid of my truck because I'm an entrepreneur and we have a single income. I'm trying to, make ends meet. So I got this car. So if it was any bigger than it was, it probably wouldn't fit in my trunk. Lots of things. I get it home and my daughter, who's 7, she's like, is it a buck or a doe? Because she can't even see the antlers. And I was like, that's a buck. It's just small. She goes, well, we're still going to eat it, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we're still going to eat it. Like, well, Dad, that's all I care about. I was like, you got it. My 7-year-old just, told it to me straight. And that's probably what I needed to hear because I was like, man, what am I doing? But again, it was a very important hunt for me. Very, very pivotal.
Well, at least it sounds like the kids like to eat venison.
They do. They like their snack sticks is what it is. That's what.
Oh, those are good.
Spent a lot of money on snack sticks on that little damn deer.
Bitterroot asks, do you remember the hunt and what you did right, what you could improve?
Do you remember the hunt and what you did right? That was a hunt where I was fortunate that I didn't give up anything. I didn't give up visual. I was not silhouetted. I had a really strong backdrop. I was hunting out of a saddle. I didn't give up any scent at all. I also was a virgin sit. I'd never hunted the property before, and I had made a lot of assumptions that were spot on because I've gotten pretty decent at figuring out these deer in these river bottoms. So all that to say, there's always luck in your favor. The fact that there's another rutting buck grunting like a freaking crazy man chasing this doe all about in this thick stuff. And when she finally popped out, I never saw the other buck, so I don't know if he was big or small or not, but there's enough to get the big guy to come across the river. And when he finally did pop out, I'd already ranged my spots. I was kind of tracking him through the brush. He popped out and started rubbing this tree like he was more pissed off than a bee that just got his hive thrown by a log. And I was ready at full draw. And so I don't know if I should have said meh or not, but I did. He looked up at me. That's when I started panicking. But I had seared a spot into the spot where I wanted to shoot, and the arrow did exactly what it should have done. And he died, within 40 yards after he crossed the river and died right there, piled up. So that was amazing. I mean, it was like, I was in disbelief the entire time. I couldn't believe it. Even when I came up, I actually didn't think it was my deer. He was way bigger than I thought. I wish I could show you guys here. Maybe I can just bump the camera back a little bit and you guys can take a peek here. But when I got him, I was like,
oh yeah.
Yep.
I was like, I told my dad, I was like, I think I got like a nice 6 or something. I thought he was a big 6. Because profile on this deer, that's how I saw him. Very short tines. So I didn't think much of it. And
Right.
in the heat of the moment, I was just like trying to get it done. And when I walked up on him, I was like, did someone else shoot this fucking thing? It's my
Right.
deer.
This
My
ain't the
dad's
one
like-
I shot.
My dad's like, I thought you said it was a small 6. Or I was like, well, I thought wrong. I apparently
Yeah.
it's like, oh shit, that's a deer. Wow, oh my god. And I was like, oh my god, I did it. So it was like this big moment. So to answer your question, what went right? Everything, because he's dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
When it goes wrong, you got to figure all that stuff out.
So Michael sent me a picture of his deer that he's waiting for the taxidermist, and looking at this is like the very first deer that I shot.
Yeah.
So let me hear see if we can see it on the camera.
Yeah, it was a nice deer he got.
Oh yeah, that is a nice deer.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Nice even 6. Perfect
Yeah.
even 6.
That's great.
It's
Yeah,
bigger
man.
than my first deer. My deer was a buck or a doe on a freaking apple pile with my 16 gauge pump when I was like 13.
Jeez.
Michael, are you doing a European mount or a shoulder mount on this? I'm curious because I did a European mount. I like European mounts.
Yeah, I
I
do
do.
too. They don't get all dusty like the big guys.
But
and
it's your
stuff.
first one though, so you got to get a shoulder though.
Well, my first one I only did European, but like I said, I do European.
Yeah, shoulder. He said.
He said shoulder.
There you go.
Like I have a European mount right there that I'm gonna be moving to over here on the wall. I have like 3 European mounts, 3 or 4 European mounts at my parents, along with a shoulder mount too. That's mine as well. My dad has a couple European mounts as well. I just love the look of European mounts, in my opinion. Honestly,
They do look cool,
They look sick. They look
Yeah.
awesome.
I do
especially
all
with
my
that
own.
Euro mount. With that Euro mount on them, it's pretty sweet.
Oh, the Euro Addicts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from Euro Addicts. Oh,
Yeah, mine's downstairs in the living room. I put that
Yeah.
one down there.
Mine's right there.
I want to get 2 more from them for these 2 up here. But
Yeah, I told my kid I was going to get his first and second buck on that because I got them right here
yeah, you
on the
guys.
Euro mount, so he can put them in his room.
Squatch. Everyone can get a Euro mount from him, and it's gonna make their deer look amazing. But it's somehow yours is just gonna look like shit no matter what.
Oh my god!
Boy, you're really fucking in that tippy cow today. They just
That cow is tipped for sure.
Yeah,
man, oh man, your fucking eyes must be rolling around in your
yeah.
head.
It's
Yeah.
over in the prison cell at cell block
You know what?
6,
You
getting
know what?
side banged.
Listen, everybody on the show that's watching, I give him shit 24/7. So when he gets a little dig in, it's all right. I got thick skin and big broad shoulders.
Because he's a miniature grizzly bear.
Yeah. But back to your point on broadheads, Eric. Have you given a thought on what you're thinking about trying for expandables? Because I'm actually going to give those HXPs a try.
Yeah, Eric, you need to get on the rec.
Just
wrecking
for their
crew.
chisel tip, because the only thing that I am always concerned, because I dabbled with different expandables, is penetration sucks and durability sucks. And the chisel tips on these remind me of a modified Muzzy chisel tip.
Yeah, they're pretty badass.
And the cool thing about it, you can actually replace the blades on them. So
I can
that's
actually,
one of the reasons why I think I'm gonna try them this year on our trip.
That's the broadhead right there.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm still up in arms,
Do a
but I
lot of
might-
asking around on it. To be quite frank, I'm gonna try to figure it out. And I
Yeah.
shoot a heavier setup. Like I have. I wouldn't say it's not so ridiculous. I'm not the rancher. I'm not.
Oh, you're not shooting 900 grains?
Yeah. I'd say I'm probably right around 500.
Yeah, I'm at
we're in that area. We're in the
Yeah.
510s, 520s.
I'm like 467, I think, with mine, and I got a complete pass through on a hog last spring. So
Oh yeah, that's ripping. That's awesome. No, I got to figure that out. It's going to be interesting. I hate tinkering, and Greg Tubbs is our resident tinkerer. He's our DIY guy. He's doing paper tuning, knock tuning, bear shafts. He's doing all this shit. So like, I'll run it through him, whatever I end up going with. And I'm happy to consider the rec stuff, guys. I really am. I'm going to look at it. I'm not married to anybody on that front from like a partnership standpoint, which is fine. Even if I was, most of our partners are pretty great about letting us be a bit more agnostic, so we can have a thoughtful, truthful conversation that's very authentic about why we like what the people
I
we
agree.
work with.
Yeah, we're the same way. I mean, I shot slick tricks forever, and I've been shooting their Viper tricks for a long time. I shot a doe with it last year.
I think Derek on our team shoots is it the mega meats? Is that a?
Oh yeah, the G5 mega meats.
G5
heard
Mega Meat.
a
They
lot
got a
about
good
those.
rate up. They got a good rate up. Not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, everybody I hear that use them they'd be okay with them. They seem to do all right.
You know, I kind of push the wreck on people because first off, they're super durable. They're like a muzzy on steroids. That's the way I like to describe them. And they're reasonably priced. I mean, they're not crazy. You said you shot Iron Will. Iron Will's what, they're expensive. They're not
very
cheap.
expensive. Yeah.
They're not cheap. And so be it. I mean, if the guy gets what he gets for him, good for him. But you know what? I shot a deer this year with the Rec FX4. I mean, knocked them down within 20 yards, no problem. They fly great. They fly like a friggin' slick trick. So,
Yeah.
if and you know what, good people deserve good output, and letting people know what's going on. So that's why I pass it along. Of course, everybody's entitled. Try it out, see if it works for you. If it don't, hey, you tried. That's all.
Yeah, and I don't shoot anything past. I'm not taking a shot beyond. I mean, I think the farthest shot I'd be willing to take is 35 yards. Ideally, I'm shooting 20.
The stuff we hunt, like mostly I hunt, I'm 15 to maybe 25 at the furthest.
Yeah, that doe I shot was at I think 4 yards, almost right underneath me.
I mean, you hit her so hard you knocked the corn right out of her mouth. It was awesome.
Yeah, well, it took the top of her heart right out, and she didn't even know it.
She never knew what the hell hit her.
Yeah.
But I'm shooting over 300 feet per second too with my bow.
Boy, that bow's a smoker you got.
Are you gonna suck his dick even more or something? What the fuck? He just powdering his dick.
He's gonna try.
Listen, Bovin, if I want any lip off of you, I'd take it off my zipper.
Eric, I got a couple of questions from Michael here for you. He asks, what kind of bow do you use? Like what brand? And what's your poundage?
I shoot a Bear Persist this last year. I like Bear. They're affordable. They're
good.
They've been around forever. And forever it's worth. Bear aligns heavily with our mission ethos at Okayest Hunter. So we're happy to be partnering with those guys. And I've been shooting Bear well before that partnership. So the bow that I killed my first year with was a Bear Empire single cam, super smooth draw cycle, very quiet. Loved it. And then got the Bear Legit, and now I'm on the Persist. And the let off on it's incredible. I was drawn back on the deer I shot that I didn't recover for 2 minutes and 36 seconds. We had a camera running, so we were able to film it. And
that's cool.
It felt like forever, but I could handle it. And it was fine. So I really appreciate that of the bow. The poundage, I think I'm at like 75 pounds or something like that. So 70 or 75, somewhere in there. I don't remember it specifically, but I forget when we got it all set up what we ended up. My shoulder was really torqued in a bad way last year when I got it all dialed in. So I had to reduce the poundage a little bit because I was having a hard time. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what I did. My rotator cuff got really jacked. I think so if you see a physical therapist and shit. It was the whole thing.
Wow.
But yeah.
No, I like Bear. I shot that Alaskan, the new Alaskan XT last year.
It's a Greg shoots.
Yeah, I was shot because they get new stuff in. I like shooting stuff.
Yeah.
So we shot it. I like that. I like they actually got the roller guard on them now. Mm-hmm. Really smooth.
Is that a split limb, Dave? The Alaskan?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think most of all the Bear bows now are split limb.
They could totally go to split.
Yeah, I think because my first bow I bought for myself, and it was used from a bow shop, was back in like 94, I think. I bought myself one, and it was a Whitetail Hunter 2.
Oh my god.
Bear. With the magnesium riser.
Oh my god.
That thing was like holding on to a freaking ice cube.
That's what I started out with.
In the summer, and it weighed like 50 pounds.
1985. I went down and got that freaking Bear Whitetail 2, man.
Yep.
It was like 62 inches long.
Oh, dude, axle to axle is literally 50 inches easily.
You had a better chance of killing a deer just throwing that at a stand at him than actually shooting them with it.
But I killed a shitload of deer with it. I mean, they ducked like a bitch because it sounded like a grenade going off.
Yeah.
But I've killed a lot of deer with that. My kid has his Buckmaster still.
Then I stepped up one level and I went to an Oneida Eagle. Wow, that was great.
Yeah, those are made here.
Yeah, I know. I only shot it because Ted Nugent did, and I was like. Then I tried to keep it timed and, in tiller, and it was like, no.
That's tough.
They were junk.
But, no, I like the Bear line. They've always made a good bow, but I think now their high-end stuff is pretty. It's like right
It's
up
getting
there
better.
with everybody
Getting better.
else.
I don't think it's like trucks. I don't think there's a bad choice you're gonna make in this day and age.
That's what people ask me all the
Pick
time. It's like,
comfortable
what kind
for
of
you.
bow? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't find a shitty bow nowadays.
It's a working man's bow.
Yep.
Yeah, you can. The new Matthews are junk. They're blowing apart.
Well, I mean, we weren't going to go there, but
No, I don't care. I shoot Matthews. I shot Matthews for years, but the new freaking bows, their limbs are falling apart. Let's be honest, it's a piece of shit. You know, whether they make it. Listen, if they stand behind it, that's one thing. That's fine, but you shouldn't have to spend $2,500 on a bow. And the first 50 freaking arrows through it, the limbs are splitting. I'm sorry. They've been making bows since the freaking beginning of the ages when shit was coming out. McPherson started it. He made the solo cam. Come on. Stop trying to freaking cheap out on shit.
They're pushing the limits of what these things can do.
They're just pushing them. They're pushing them too far. They know it. They know
they
it.
are.
And
Everybody does.
You do that, and some things break, and you figure it real quick. Well, that's where the limit is. All right.
yeah. Can't go any farther than that.
It's like we say in mechanics. It's like, what's the torque spec? Well, tighten it down till it breaks and back it off a quarter turn.
But yeah, I mean, you can't get a bad bow nowadays.
No.
Really.
Well, it's time to start wrapping up the show. Squatch, anybody out there, even have any final questions for Eric before we let him go and wrap up tonight?
I just got a quick question for him. Do you know Quentin from Full Draw Pursuits?
Wait,
he's out there in Wisconsin with you guys.
I don't think so. I feel like I've heard them, but I don't know that I know him personally.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, he's a friend of mine. I just didn't know if you knew him.
Yeah, it'd be good to meet him.
Yeah.
So this is our rapid fire segment here. A couple questions and we'll kick it loose here. How do you handle? Wait, where's not the first question?
Come on, get with it, Bovin.
I thought I got the
Too
wrong.
much typical.
I drank too much. I'm sorry.
The typical's got me twisted.
Besides hunting, do you have any other hobbies or interests?
I'm mostly just obsessed with business. Like I'm obsessed with marketing and business. It's my career. It's my hobby. It's my passion. So this whole thing that I'm doing here with everything I got going on the hunt side, it's all just a perfect marriage of blended things that I've really tried to strategically and intentionally put together in my life. So
that's awesome.
Nice.
What wild game animal is on your bucket list to hunt?
To hunt, I mean, elk is definitely high up in there. I mean, I really that is definitely going to happen at some point in my life. Hopefully, some of my boys are old enough to help me carry it out of there. That'd be great.
Bonus.
Yeah, that's high up there. Trapping is something I'm really looking forward to trying out at some point. We got a trapping podcast on our network, and Zach, who hosts that, he's at the bottom of the Sawtooth Mountain in Idaho in a desolate cabin, runs a trap line or two, and I'd love to get out there and go do that with him and see what he's got to teach me.
Michael commented here. My dad told me when I get my Eagle Scout, he will buy me a Henry 44 Magnum lever action with all the Boy Scout rank emblems on it.
That would be cool as hell.
That would be pretty freaking sweet.
Henrys are good, man. I just got that 4570 and I like it.
Mm. What has been did I ask this? What's your wild game animal you want to try to eating?
Oh, eating? Oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, I definitely want some elk, but I've tried a lot of wild game. What do I want to try? I guess I'd like to try some bear. I've heard it's greasy but good.
Oh, bear's good.
Black bear is excellent.
Yep.
Makes great chili.
Yep.
What has been your favorite state you've hunted?
I've only hunted Wisconsin. I've hunted Pennsylvania, so I shouldn't say only, but primarily Wisconsin. I've hunted Pennsylvania. Huh. I don't have a lot of experience out of state hunts, so Wisconsin's my favorite. That's what I love.
Nice.
What is the top state you've hunted? Well, what is the top state you want to hunt?
I'd like to go to Wyoming if I could. I think just the scenery and the desolate nature of it, the predate, all of it. I want to. That's what I like, adventure, and that's got a lot of adventure potential.
I agree. Yeah.
Nice.
Freaking Michael in this question. I'm going to start adding this question to the actual rapid fire segment. He wants to know, have you ever tried possum, Eric?
No, I haven't. No. Is it good?
It's the other white meat.
Yeah.
I'll grab some roadkill next time I see one.
I just feel like it'd be eating trash.
Has Michael tried possum?
Yeah, hey, Michael, have you tried possum?
Michael, have you tried it? I can't remember. I don't think he has.
I think he plays possum.
I think it's opossum.
Yeah.
It's a marsupial. I don't know. Maybe like it'd be fun to eat. I'll try anything. I'm happy to try.
I agree. And like I heard cougar's really good.
He wants to find somebody that ate it. LOL.
Dude, I'm sure. Come into the comment section of ours, and I'm willing to bet someone has in our listener group has tried possum. I'm positive of it.
They're probably making possum stew.
He says no, he hasn't tried it.
Okay.
He just wants to know if someone tried possum.
He wants us to be the test
Yeah.
guys, you know?
Yeah.
He wants us to, it's good.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna make my own video. I'm gonna go kill a possum and just eat it just for him. Saying, Michael, this is for you.
Well, you're vomiting all over yourself.
Exactly.
That's probably not bad.
I want to put some flavors of the forest shit on it to make it taste great, though.
Now you're using your
Yep.
head. See
Yep.
that?
Ding,
Little
ding, ding,
freaking-
ding.
Put some Bigfoot breath on there. That possum will be tasting nice as can
Yep.
be.
Yeah, I'm pretty smart, unlike you. Eric, if you could pick anybody to go on a hunting trip or share a campfire with one time, who would that be?
I'd just like to keep doing it with my dad. He's getting older. I want to do it.
Yeah.
If I could hunt with my dad and my boys and my girl at some point and connect all generations, if that's a possibility, that would be
Nice.
an
nice.
ideal hunt.
If you could bring one loved one that passed away to go on a hunt with or share a campfire with one time, who would that be?
I don't have a lot of loved ones that have passed. I have a lot of great grandpas that I've never met, so I don't know if they've even hunted or not. And maybe they were assholes. I'm not really even sure. If they're like me, I probably wouldn't get along with them too much. So I don't know. Yeah, I think there'd be a lot to learn from Fred Bear. I think that's a pretty standard answer, but we're fond of that.
Be a
guy.
good answer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. Good answer.
Bitterroot said he wants to try cougar real bad. I'd love to try cougar. I think
I
that
keep
tastes
hearing
really
that
good.
it's super good.
Well, if you go to like your freaking Super 8, usually on a Friday night, you can get any kind of cougar you want.
Yeah. I ain't trying them.
Michael's got a question for Eric. He says, "What's the handgun permits in Wisconsin?"
Asking the wrong guy. I have no idea. Google be your friend on that one. I'm not sure.
Okay.
All right, last two questions here. How do you think we can get more people involved in hunting?
I don't know that, there's arguments about do we need more people, blah, blah, blah. I think we probably do. I mean, there should be always a pipeline of people coming into hunting. How do we get more in? Step one for us, at least the mission that we're chipping away at, is like stop fighting amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
That's step one. And like, let's embrace people that look, feel, like not feel, but like act different than us. If they're not like us, that's okay. Like,
Yeah.
as long as they end up getting into the brotherhood, who gives a shit? Because at the end of the day, like we all love what we enjoy about hunting. If other people can experience that same thing, that's a good thing. That's a net positive for all of us. There's a buddy of mine that I went to high school with. He lives in Florida now. He owns a barbershop. I don't talk to him much, but I do know that he found his way into an archery shop, rented a bow, started shooting archery, finally got his first deer, cooked his first deer, ate his first deer, loved it. Now he's getting his kids into it. Like, this whole adult onset bullshit that people talk about is a good thing. And this dude was a vegan, then a carnivore diet guy. He's done all the bullshit. And he's like, my body just rejected the vegan stuff. That wasn't the thing that was going to work for me. He's disciplined enough to actually like stick through with stuff to see what the impact is. And I don't know if it's called biohacking, but there's a term for it. And the carnivore stuff worked for him. But then he was like, where's his meat coming from? Like, why don't I just go source it myself?
Yeah.
And it was just kind of cool. And so I've met a lot of adult onset hunters in what we do at Okayest Hunter for some reason. And it's kind of like the 16-year-old that comes off taking their driver's test. Like, they follow the rules of the road to the letter. And we're kind of like, I'm 40. Like, I'm rolling the stop sign. Like, I'm not. Like, they follow it to the T.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what I probably wouldn't even pass a road test at this point. And these guys are like cooking every single ounce of meat and taking every scrap off the animal. They're making freaking gut stew and shit. I'm like, what the hell? I'm not. Whoa, what are you doing? And they're doing things that we don't do as these like seasoned hunters. So I welcome it. And to do that, we got to stop being so judgmental of people that aren't like us. I think that's a big
agree.
thing.
And I think the social media is partly killing it too. Where you got to buy a $2,000 bow,
Yeah.
If you don't have Sitka and a $2,000 bow, your stuff's junk.
There's a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's a whole podcast topic in itself.
Yeah, but I do like, the hunting world as a community I think is good because it doesn't care about your nationality and how much you bring home a week.
Correct.
We
could all use a little bit more peace from the deer woods.
I agree.
Michael's got a question for you, Eric. How do you think we can get more youth in hunting?
That's a good question. Because if you don't have kids, I don't know that I'm gonna start approaching other people's children. Hey, you want to go hunting?
Cops are at your door.
You'll be banned from you'll be banned from a ball pit at McDonald's too.
Yeah.
I don't certainly I think there's a kind of what we just talked about. So I got a buddy that's I would call him hunt curious, and he's starting to get interested in archery. So I had him come over. I'm like, I got a couple bows here. Let's find one with the right poundage and draw length for you. And we want to go to the archery shop. Let's do that. But he's got 3 daughters. And if I get him interested in hunting, there's a chance he'll get his daughters that they'll look up to him as an exemplar of oh, dad does that. I want to do that. It's a good way to spend time together. I think probably finding your way into an archery shop is a really good gateway to just start shooting archery. So my kids, I got them a Bear Spark. It's ambidextrous because I don't know what eye dominance or hand they're going to be yet. And that went off to buy freaking 2 bows for save money until we figure out what dominance they have. And all my kids they love shooting the thing. I can't keep them off it. In fact, I'm I got to hide it sometimes. I'm guys, today is not the day we're shooting this stuff. I actually feel bad because I'm blocking them from doing it some of the time because I don't have the option to go babysit them so they don't shoot themselves because they're pretty running down range with the other kids still shooting. But I think Bear's got a great lineup of bows. We do an event. Okayest Hunter does an event called Foam Fest in August. And we make it very family-centric, family-friendly. We encourage hunters to bring their wives or the significant others and definitely their kids. So we create a lot of kid activities where there's youth bows. You can try saddles. There's games for little kids that my wife helps put on. There's hunting coloring books. There's good food for kids. And we do a youth shed hunt. So we go and take 25 shed antlers and do basically an Easter egg hunt. And the kids light up like Christmas trees finding these antlers.
That'd be cool.
And so those are really, I think, just that event itself. It'll be year 4 this year for us doing it. Mm-hmm. We've gone from the first year we had 20 people. The second year we had about 40. Last year at about 60. So it keeps growing, and the herd of children that come is increasing every year, and they're coming for the shed hunt. It's like the jam. So I don't know. There's lots of ways, but just finding ways to encourage them to come and let them participate in ways that aren't necessarily hunting itself, but kind of get that in stream, that tributary coming into it.
Just to be outside in general nowadays is a good thing for the kids.
Yeah.
Get them away from their phones and tablets and TikTok and all that other crap.
Michael asked you a question, Mike. He says, I might have missed this, but do you saddle hunt?
I do. Yeah. I hunt out of a Latitude Method 2 2-piece saddle. I love it. I don't have a tree stand anymore. I just hunt out of the saddle.
Hell yeah.
Last question here. What do you think we as fellow hunters could or should do to improve the hunting community as a whole?
That's another loaded question. These are not easy answers that don't require a lot of thought. As a whole, I mean, just coming from our POV, there's lots of ways, but our stance is, again, taking care of ourselves as an industry first. That's 101 for us, is to stop each other from being assholes, police ourselves. If you see someone bashing someone, I just say, it was like the old days when you had your first gateway computer in Windows 95 and you had to hide the websites so you don't want your mom to know you went to. So you all the happy ones and to bury that search query because you couldn't delete it. You can't delete that comment, but you can bury it with kindness. And so just, flank it with positivity as much as you can. We need more of that. Hunters are a very disagreeable bunch of hunters. We are very passionate, very visceral, disagreeable by and large. We think the way that we do it is the way that it ought to be done, and heaven forbid someone does it different. You shoot a crossbow, you're a pansy, there's a lot of that stuff. So if you see that going on, just try to be a voice of reason and level-headedness and positivity. I think that's step 1.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
There's a lot of steps after that. So there's plenty of other things.
I agree. If you don't shoot a crossbow, even if you're one of those guys that'll never shoot one or for whatever, I don't think we should judge somebody.
No, I mean, look, here's the thing. If someone's shooting a crossbow, they're playing a different game than you are. Period.
Yes.
They're only going 50 feet in. They're hunting off a bucket and they're hunting a spike buck. If you're after a big mature deer, they're playing a different game than those guys. And I would commend them because they probably aren't practicing as much as they ought to.
Right.
The fact that they have a crossbow makes it more lethal and ethical because those things are pretty damn deadly. The feet per second on those things are insane.
Yes.
And they don't require a lot of movement. So I think there's a time and a place. And so the folks are like, well, if you're not injured or old, you probably shouldn't shoot one. Well, what if they don't have the time and they're just getting into it and they don't even know? There's so many people that are so outside of the circle, the sphere of influence of hunting that they don't even know. They're like, yeah, crossbow. How fucking cool is that? Like, what a badass weapon. They go buy a raven and they kill deer. Like, that's a good thing. Hopefully it's like how I was with rifle hunting. Eventually I got into the archery side and I got into it. Like, you got to start somewhere. So that's a big one for me, not just throwing stones at people.
Yeah. I think it's a gateway to get new people in, to be honest.
I think you're right. And, I'd be remiss if go look up the stats. Like, archery shops sell more crossbows than they sell anything else. So there's commerce in it too. And this industry, unfortunately, needs commerce. I mean, look at Fred Bear. He owned a media company. He invented a category and sold a lot of freaking product. So this isn't anything new.
Yeah. I just worry like this, you know what? Worry about yourself and, don't worry about anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have time to worry about what other people else are doing. I don't give a shit enough.
Yeah. Well, and some people do have too much time.
Exactly.
Eric, before we let you go, Michael's got a question for you. Eric, what would you say to the game warden if he asked you why you don't have a rifle during whitetail archery season?
I'm feeling like my brain's seizing up on this one. If I don't have a rifle during archery season, or if I do have a rifle during archery season?
Why you do have a rifle during archery season?
Well, I don't, because it's archery season. Well, it's just easier. Officer, it's easier.
Yeah.
I need all the help I can get. I didn't know this was illegal. Is this illegal?
I got an arrow taped to it. Does that count?
Yeah, there we go. I put limbs on my rifle. This is a crossbow.
I shoot my rifle with a release.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, thank you for coming on for tonight's show. First, to start off, Squatch. Squatch, how can people find you?
Well, as always, you can find me here on Whitetail Advantage on Sundays and Tuesdays at 8:30. You can also check me out on the Garden State Outdoorsman with Mike Nitre, Frank Mastica, and all the rest of the guys over there. You can follow me on my social media on Instagram and also the same heading on YouTube, and check out my videos on there. I'd appreciate it. Give me a like and share, guys.
Cool.
Dave?
I'm on all the platforms as well on here, YouTube, PSC Mobile Hunter, Facebook, and on Instagram, and on the Garage Guys 614.
Eric, how about you, my brother?
Okayest Hunter across all social. So just or okayesthunter.com.
Yeah, I think I pretty much followed you on every platform. YouTube, Facebook. I think you're on Facebook too, aren't you?
Yeah, we're there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, everyone, that's going to conclude another episode, and let's just close out the night. Well, everyone, that's going to conclude another episode of the Whitetail Advantage Podcast. I want to say thank you to everyone that's tuning in for tonight's live show, and thank you to everyone out there listening to this podcast. Now, if this show made you laugh, made you think, gave you a new perspective, please hit that like and subscribe button. We'd be greatly appreciative. If you have a Carbon TV account, if you can head over there and give us a positive score, that'd be greatly appreciative as well. The audio versions of our podcast gets released every Monday and Wednesday at 5 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, in the hunting season, at October through December, we only do a live show every Sunday, and they only get released on Mondays at 5 a.m. If you want to be a guest on our next live show, or you want myself, anyone from the team, or everyone from the team from Whitetail Advantage to be a guest on your next live show, or if you want to see who our upcoming guests are going to be on the show, head to our website and submit a request, and check everything out on our website, www.whitetailadvantage.com. I also want to say thank you to all the companies that's partnered up with us here at Whitetail Advantage. We're greatly appreciative of everything you guys are doing with us. We can't say thank you enough. Last but not least, put that cord in that slot machine. We'll see everyone next time.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Whitetail Advantage Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we will see you next time.